This is the One Episode Rule podcast about first impressions. I'm Magpie, finally rejuvenated in the Lazarus pits to a point where I can function as a human being.
Finally reinvigorated, recollected. He's a man now again.
I missed last week, and it's simply because my sinuses decided to not function uh, as a humans do, and just collapsed. So
He had disease of make head hurt.
I had disease of become vulnerable to barometric pressure.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Take plus 75% damage from pressure change.
Yeah. God, could you imagine if that's like a fucking thing in a fantasy game? And it's just like you have to check the weather before you go out because you've got very sensitive sinuses.
It's just like, oh shit, there's a storm coming. I'm going to die. Blackhole's on the precipice of melting. From
I am preparing for extreme pain because I did go out to the max vaccination clinic and they did put the science juice inside of me. And I can feel my body attacking it as we speak, but I'm going to pull through for the podcast.
How's how you doing, Joey?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I have just been having a very kind of sleepy day. But yeah, I normal. Ready to consume some anime.
Yeah, we got anything to talk about before we get into the usual?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Let's get this news.
All right. So, what have we got here? We've got the author of Full Metal Alchemist is returning to fantasy and science fiction with a new comic.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, this is after years of working on Silver Spoon, which is a slice of life farming series.
Mm-hmm.
People are really excited to the point where they're just waving around this this promotional drawing that you did. There's no information though, so there's whole articles of people just being like, this there's some characters.
May we see?
I saw a man. I don't have it handy here actually, but
Oh really? So they're talking about a promotional image that's not even in the article.
it's in the article, but they've cut it up because
Oh.
and placed it throughout the article because they're assholes, I guess.
Mm.
But it's got like a kid with like a bow and some monsters and some
Mm-hmm.
dudes who look like they're Sharpay men. It's pretty interesting.
Weird.
With horns.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I
Could be
found
cool.
it.
The artist is talented, so and this
Yeah.
is just a rough sketch. So clearly, this is very early development.
Mm-hmm.
I figured I'd mention it here because people love Full Metal Alchemist. So,
Yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist is good.
all right, let's move on. Let's see. Let's move on to a retrospective. Just wanted to take a moment to appreciate Naoko Takeuchi. You know, she was a struggling artist when she created Sailor Moon. You know, she had that quote about she was in a low place and she was writing about girls that she wished were my friends.
I
Oh
saw
wait,
that post.
wait, what? Or what I'm hearing from our correspondents that that's complete horseshit, and it has been for the entire time this meme has run for the past 10 years.
Who
and,
made this up?
and she was in fact a seasoned manga artist with 3 previous series under her belt when she started Sailor Moon, and had enough time to also help with the development of Hunter X Hunter.
It's
This is a bizarre, like, I don't. Is it just because she's the author of Sailor Moon that they feel the need to, like, like
They're trying to make
infantilize her.
the Sailor Moon part more special, maybe? I
More
don't. It
important.
doesn't make any
It's
fucking sense.
it's
They're like,
bizarre.
no, Sailor Moon can't be your third series or fourth or whatever. It has to be your first
It
one, and
has
you
to be.
had to have been struggling.
It has to be your sole love. You can't make anything after it.
Nope. Nothing before, nothing after.
This is true. This is truly bizarre because I've seen this for years, and it
And
came back. And the fact that I've seen it in the year of our Lord 2021 is fucked.
every time you see it, it has like thousands of likes and shares and all this, and it's like,
I don't know, but
I.
people want to believe in an underdog, even one that's made
Yeah,
up.
this
Yeah.
is true. And it's so easy to like see that in your feed and not even like think about it further, and you're just oh, that's really awesome, share.
Maybe they need a new
Mhm.
one since
You know.
the real underdog story of J.K. Rowling ends so poorly.
Yeah, they're like, we need someone else to be proud of in that way.
It's just be like, oh, we did have somebody who started out at a real low in their life and made a lot of had a lot of success with their original fiction property. But the
And
problem is
then
she turned out to be heinous.
Yeah.
Just a
she
fucking
turned
garbage
out to
person.
be a real stinker.
Just a
Yeah.
complete lemon.
What about
All
the
right.
person who made uh One Punch Man? Didn't they like start making like a webcomic? And wasn't that One Punch
You
Man?
know
And then
what?
they like,
One is that story because one just
Yeah,
started a webcomic and it turned out great.
uh-huh.
we're proud of him. But
Good.
also,
Yeah.
we're still proud of the Sailor Moon lady,
Well, yeah, because
for sure.
she presumably was struggling at some point, but
I do like the idea of framing something as an underdog story, but like it's like really long and it's just the process of like any normal career path.
yeah.
Yeah, my life. Hey, can we
Yeah.
start cheering for me? I'm an underdog.
Yeah, I'm cheering for you every day, Joey.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
our last bit of news is just a pretty simple announcement, which is G Kids has acquired the rights to distribute Miyazaki's debut series Future Boy Conan in the West,
Mm.
which they're mostly like a DVD company as far as I can tell. You
Holy
know,
shit.
a physical publishing company, but that might open the door to like get it in like more places so it'll be
Yeah.
Yeah!
more available.
And
I
more
don't know.
Yeah.
people talking about this show.
Can you watch this on Crunchyroll? I
I
don't know.
don't think so. It's really old.
It's super old, but it still looks great.
Ancient.
It's a very good show. I would like to watch it again sometime actually because it's been years, but
I'll watch it. I love that shit.
let's watch it together. Well, no, we can't do that anymore because Discord is a fuck. We
All
can't
right.
get into that.
So that's all the news I had. I had to scrape it off the floor because nothing else like interesting happened over the past like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So Blackhole, you were very excited.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm pulling through from my my biomedical liquids because my friend suggested an anime for us to watch. And my friend, she specifically said, like, let me see if I can find out. There is legitimately images in the show that look like they could have been made by you. This is a quote from my friend, and I'm very excited to see what the show is
Ooh.
like, given this praise.
All
Because
right.
she did clarify it is praise. So yeah, the anime is called Planet With, which is
Planet
Planet With. Like you
Whiff?
go with somebody. It's just
Like
like it's a sentence fragment of a title, but that's the name.
okay. So it's not
Interesting.
Planet Whiff.
No, it's Planet With, like going. Yeah, I posted the name.
Planet with extra fries. With con carne.
Um,
Do we have a joke here? Anything?
no,
Let's just watch this show.
I got it. Planet with a chance of meatballs. What the fuck is happening in this show?
A bunch of weird shit that's just weird enough and paced well enough to be intriguing.
Extremely intriguing. Here, I will give a very brief one sentence summary of what I watched. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Trevor Henderson's cartoon cat is Mecha now.
Oh my god.
I got a blurb if anybody wants to read it, or I can read it this time.
Um,
I'll let you read it because it's
Yeah.
huge.
It's
you go for
it's
it.
very big, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Well, sometimes these are big and sometimes they're little. Okay.
Mhm.
According to the theories of oneromancy, dreams of dragons represent the struggle of losing yourself to your own anger. Fittingly, Soya Kuroi wakes up from a nightmare of a massive dragon destroying everything around him in a blaze of rainbow-colored light. After being told that he lost his parents and memory in a strange accident, the waking world becomes another nightmare in itself. With his dream being his only memory, he has no choice to be taken care of by two strange guardians, the spunky and energetic maid Ginkgo, and a huge cat known only as Sensei. Well, cat is charitable, but
It's. Go on.
his new life is turned upside down when the citizens of Cerro Misaka City are beset by a teddy bear-shaped UFO. When military power proves to be ineffective, 7 mysterious people rise up to fight off the monstrosity. These heroes destroy the invader in a flurry of rainbow-colored lights, the very same lights that Soya saw in his nightmare. With the alien threat repelled, these 7 strangers find themselves facing a new adversary, Soya. Swearing vengeance upon the people who decimated his old life, he begins his crusade against these heroes and becomes embroiled in a struggle of galactic proportion.
I want to say off the bat, the character design of the main 3 characters, which is the maid, the fucking protagonist, and the cat, it looks like if you went on artfight.net and clicked random
Yes.
character 3 times.
Yes, it does.
These look like these look like the like main characters of like a comedy anime from 2005,
Yeah.
They look like
or
Second Life avatars.
the mascot characters of a regional anime con.
Yeah.
So, what do we got here? We've got Soya, who is a relatively standard anime protagonist, 2010s anime protagonist of the surly type.
Mm-hmm.
He's a
He's
grumpy
a little
boy.
irritable little shit.
He wants meat.
One
It
boy
seems
wants
to be the
meat.
only thing driving him, which I can respect.
Isn't
His
there a scene where he's
roommates,
just chanting meat?
He
yes.
does, yes.
His roommates are an anime maid who appears to be, who just radiates like chaotic energy.
Yes.
Yes.
Like there's just something about the expression.
He got that
Yeah.
smug little look.
Uh-huh.
Like this maid wants to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the more threatening, enormous anime cats that I've seen.
This cat, this. There is a reason that this is like. In my mind, I can summon a creepypasta monster that looks exactly like this cat. This cat is terrifying.
Yeah.
He's unknowable, other than
Uh-huh.
he may be a pervert.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
This cat's definitely a pervert. There's a scene
part,
where the cat's like lifting up the figurine to like look under its skirt.
yeah, it's just like very, very slowly
Very
tilting.
slowly, with expressionless,
Uh-huh.
with the casual disinterest of a mantis devouring a cockroach.
I was like, no, bad cat, bad. Also, at the beginning of the show, they're all eating breakfast, and it does just take a whole ass head of cabbage and just chomp into
Just
it.
take a huge bite out of it. That's its breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because when I first saw the cat, I was like, "Oh, a cute cat character! I finally get to see at a show where they have an adorable cat character." And then its teeth came out, and I was like, "Uh-oh!"
Never mind. I think my favorite part of this was when the protagonist was explaining their situation to the like class rep, and then he's like,
Yeah.
she's like, so what happened in your last school? And he's like, I don't know, I lost all my memories, and I've been taken in by two weird people.
By two
Yeah.
weirdos.
And,
That
and then she's like, what is your life?
that cat has the same energy as the fucking dream cat from Azumanga Daioh. That's one of the characters' dads. There's a character in Azumanga Daioh who's constantly having dreams about going to visit her shorter, like very small redheaded classmate, and every time she goes over to meet their family, it's like mom, brother, her, and her dad is just an enormous house cat.
Bless.
Just a really threatening, bizarre creature.
Sometimes a family is a mom, a sister, a brother, and a giant house cat.
Just an fucking unbelievable beast that walks upright like a man.
hmm There were two thoughts that came to me when they were talking about the kids like lost memory or amnesia.
Yeah.
And the two ones were I just wanted them to say they took my memories in the divorce. And I also wanted them to say I'm okay with not having memories. It's all I've ever known after all.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
like I'm feeling pretty neutral about the lack of context for anything in my life.
yeah, he doesn't seem to be especially like eaten up about it.
Uh-huh. At one point, I was scared that this was actually an isekai. We just weren't shown the old world.
It might be an isekai.
We can't disprove that at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Uh-huh.
So,
Like
Uh,
from that scene, we get like that like from there we are introduced to the giant floating thing, which is a
yes.
teddy bear, and it says peas on it for some reason.
it appears to be an enormous like plush teddy bear or cat
It has like human
that has
arms coming out of it.
the character for peas written on its chest, and it has two enormous human ears on either side where arms would be,
hmm
and a nose on its back, and from the bottom is just a cluster of human arms.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it is a
It-
truly like unknowable thing.
It's Third
It is-
Impact.
It is a true clown.
That's what I. This is what I think my friend saw. Okay,
Yes.
so there's two things in this that I think are immediately like, I hazard to say blacklecore, but the fucking like unknowable creature that is like that like the military has to fly their like airplanes past. Like I literally made an art piece like that, and then also anything to do with maids apparently is my aesthetic. So yeah, I can really see what my friend was saying.
hmm
Kyra,
Anyway.
you got me pegged.
But we should do a quick rundown of the plot here. Amnesiac kid goes to school. Most of the only really normal character he interacts with is his class rep character, who I assume is to be a foil for some of the rest of the
Yeah.
stupid shit happening around her.
Yeah.
Uh,
Even she's like I'm in the occult research club,
I'm
and
in the
even she's
occult
a bit of a
research
weirdo.
club.
yeah, but she's like a normal weirdo,
Yeah.
everyday kind of weirdo.
Yeah.
But she's Nozomi. We'll call her Nozomi. She's Takamagahara.
Takamagahara. She says
So I'm
it
gonna go
like
with
that.
Nozomi. Um. uh. Anyway, she's checking in on him as he walks to school after the breakfast scene. Oh, and it begins with a relatively serious scene about a dream he is having about his home being destroyed by an enormous dragon.
hmm
You know, just trauma.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway, yeah, he wakes up, has breakfast with the fucking freak crew, and
yeah.
and goes to school and is checked upon by this viewpoint character, which is how we learn that he is an amnesiac, and so forth. They go to school, have a relatively normal school day, which is interrupted by the arrival of
A
the
teddy.
weirdest UFO ever.
Yeah. Um, what was I gonna say? Like, okay, I just like because our protagonist doesn't know he's like special yet, in a
And
way.
anyway,
So he's just experiencing like this whole thing happening from the outside. So the teddy bear appears, they evacuate, they have to like go into a bunker or whatever, and then
they just go to the school's gymnasium.
yeah. Anyway, um, they
Good evacuation plan,
It's
loser.
exactly
it's all they
exactly.
have.
I'm sure that at the beginning of like Neon Genesis in the event, like whenever like First Impact was happening, a bunch of people just like evacuated to their school gymnasium.
Yeah, probably.
And they
A
were
lot of good it
destroyed.
did.
But
and
anyway,
those people fucking died.
yeah. Anyway, I just love the perspective of just like them watching this shit happening on their phones and like, okay, so basically the teddy bear shows up and then like a bunch of superheroes show up basically to fight it.
Well, the military has to have their go first, which does actually provide some interesting context because they fly
Right.
their jets out, they take some pot shots at it, which hit the thing and then burst into cotton. So that's the
That
kind of
was cool.
situation they're dealing with.
It was pretty neat effect.
Uh-huh.
And one of them gets caught in some sort of psychic field around it and experiences a dream sequence that leads him to whenever he exits it, to just say, "I think I'm just gonna go home."
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that it didn't just like because I thought like one of two things could happen. I thought like either the airplanes would just explode or they would be transformed into like teddy bears or something. But the fact that like it just rewrote their like priorities to be like, wait a minute, I could be at home with my wife and kid. Like
It's just like I have a
I
wife
love
and a
that.
child and a
Yeah.
dog.
It's
I
not
don't
worth
need
it.
this shit. I'm
It
going
was like
home.
very like psychologically like kind of like freaky the way that it had like this
Mhm.
show has some like very subtle horror stuff going on that I'm like
Yeah.
digging
Um
like extremely.
It's achieving a mixture of wackiness and like
Yes.
sincerity that's pretty impressive,
uh-huh.
especially for a first episode.
And speaking of like subtle horror, like the idea of just like sitting in your school's gymnasium and watching this occur on
Yes.
your phone, just like the level of like worldview shift that would cause, because it's like we live in our universe, right? I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. We live in our universe and we like have media in our universe that is as crazy as this show, or maybe a little bit less. But like we watch anime like this and we're like, oh yeah, this is so wild or whatever. To see that happen in real life and just be like, wait a minute, I'm inside of an anime. Like this not
Yeah.
metaphorically. I'm just inside of an anime now. Like
Yeah.
the level of brain fuck that would be is incredible to think about.
It would be like going to the grocery store and then seeing a news broadcast on one of the televisions there about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man walking into town.
And
Yeah.
it's weird to think about because I feel like if that actually happened in our universe, the people who would be most prepared to deal with it are people who are like disconnected from reality.
Oh
The
shit!
people who like spend all day watching like weird anime like this or whatever.
Just noticed that Norio Wakamoto is in this show. That's rad. That guy's cool.
Yeah.
He's
Anyway,
he's almost always the villain in a show. He was Hall Horse for one thing,
Nice.
and he was the fucking Emperor from Code Geass and a bunch of other shit.
Did they say who he is in this? Is he the guy with the big lizard eyes?
No, he very much is a foil to Sensei in that he is an enormous dog person
oh my god.
named Kaka.
Terrible. All right.
Good use of
Okay.
Norio Wakamoto.
Good. Does he just go bow? Because the cat
Bow.
doesn't talk.
Doesn't
He
the
has a
cat
voice
say a
actor
couple lines?
like listed. He doesn't say anything. He just sort of makes noise.
Yeah.
I thought the cat said like, "Oh, do I have to go now?" Whenever like she said like it's our
No.
cute or what? Okay.
No,
I
no,
don't think so.
he didn't say anything. He just he may have said one word, but he mostly just made noise.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, military fails to deal with this problem. So yeah, a bunch of people show up and basically don their psychic armor to go do battle with this thing.
They kind of do like sort of like a sort of like Voltron or Power Rangers looking routine, and they have
They
their
do a
little mech
henshin,
suits. Yeah.
like they activate their power, and
Hmm.
they have their armored forms kind of are reminiscent of like mecha,
Yes,
which
they're
I
very stylish. I really like their designs.
everybody I like me a wow cool robot. So,
Yes, me
Mhm.
too.
but anyway, yeah, they go out to do battle with this thing, find a weak spot in its psychic aura, and one of them flies in. And gets to deal with his repressed trauma about losing his mother in a house fire when
Mhm.
he
Yes.
was a child.
I like that he kind of like worked through it in like a way that like seemed almost healthy, where he was like
Yeah.
his he
Yeah,
like saved his mom, and then he's just like, sorry I couldn't save you, and his mom's like, that's okay, I love you anyway, and it was kind of sweet. So
Yeah.
I
it
And
like
should
then
be
that.
he's like,
noted that she doesn't like try and keep him there or anything.
right.
Mhm.
He's like, "Mom, this isn't real and I have to go now." And she's like, "Do your best." And then
Yeah,
as he's destroying the thing, she mouths, "I forgive you," which was very like it was a lot.
yeah,
It's there to make you definitely question what's going on.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
It's like I think it's like a defense mechanism where it just makes you ask why am I doing this or whatever, and like
Mhm.
the answer can be I know why I'm doing this.
but but yeah, they deal with that, and then Sensei and Ginkgo make Soya mug that guy later that day
Yeah. They're
to
like, "Hey,
steal
you
the
have
source of his power.
they're like, "Hey, you have to get out of the auditorium."
Yeah, go somewhere with a lot of space. Yeah,
Tell them
cool.
just tell them you're going to the bathroom. And he's running out of the auditorium yelling, "Bathroom!" The guy's just like,
Bathroom,
"You're going the
bathroom,
wrong
That's,
way."
that's the wrong way. Bathroom.
bathroom.
Which, like, you don't question someone who's yelling bathroom and running. So,
Yeah.
like,
I'm not gonna stop them. They might shit.
mhm.
Nobody
God,
wants that.
no.
Uh, but yeah, everything winds down. Everybody goes home. The superheroes discreetly leave um, and drop down in the countryside so that they aren't pursued by the media. Except Soya does find that guy and mugs him.
Yeah, he does. He's like, "I'm gonna be." I like how, like, totally
Totally
this
clueless about this plan he is.
this
Yeah.
maid and this cat are like, "Hey, you're gonna beat up the superheroes," and he's
Hey,
like,
we need you to kick this guy's ass and take his
he
thing.
he doesn't like question this. He's just like, "Sure," and he's just got his
Yeah.
evil little visor on. He's like, he's there getting ready to beat this guy up, and he's like, "All right, guys, how am I gonna do this?"
How am I supposed to do this?
Yeah.
And the
Well,
big
he is
cat
like
does
he
just swallow him whole.
he is questioning, but it's not like he has a lot of choice.
He's questioning,
Yeah.
but not like he's not questioning the like, "Hey, isn't this kind of wrong, guys?"
It's like
Mhm.
no. They told me I had. He's doing this with all the enthusiasm of somebody who has had a bomb collar strapped to
Mm-hmm.
them and
Yes.
is being made to rob a bank.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
God.
So yeah,
Um,
the big cat does just eat him, and then they transform into a mecha like the others, and
Yes.
just like
strangely, strangely not the first vor-based mecha anime I've seen.
I've seen a couple.
Yeah.
It's funny because he's like, "I'm inside, Sensei," and he's like, "It's kind of warm in here."
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh no!"
Oh no.
That kind of reminds me of FLCL actually. Time Conte
Yeah.
eats him and turns into a
Mm.
big cannon.
Mhm.
But yeah, so they do whoop his ass and take his thing, and with acquiring this vial of stardust that the guy had around his neck, Soya does appear to remember what the fuck is going on and decides, hey, I'm gonna kick the shit out of the rest of you too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and then the episode ends, and it's just like, okay, that's a pretty good hook.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
like
pretty good.
the
You got to
obvious
find out.
subtext. The obvious subtext is that like he's like being manipulated to fight his former like because I think the former subtext is that he used to be like part of their
One
crew,
of these, yeah,
one of these
maybe.
superheroes, and then he's being manipulated to fight them. And so, like, I mean, the subtext is so obvious, I think, that they can't use it as a twist, I don't think, and have it land. Like, they have to do something
Right.
else, which I'm fascinated to see what they do,
I'm
basically.
interested. I'm interested. I'm gonna come right out and say it. I very much want to watch more of this. Actually,
Yeah.
I could
it's
eat more
a,
of this. It,
it's only a
it
12 episoder, so this would be
it
pretty edible.
it does without thinking what many anime that we watch fail to do, which is
Hmm.
it provides interesting questions so that you can continue watching the show. Because
Yes.
so many shows are just like, we're going to tell you the entire backstory of the setting. It's just like, I don't
Hmm.
care.
Yeah.
But you
Yes.
give me one weird thing like, hey, why did this kid suddenly do a complete heel turn and decide that he wants to kick the shit out of this
Yeah.
group of superheroes?
Yes.
Like, why is this necessary?
Yeah.
Hmm.
The question this gives me is more like meta. Like, I feel like I'm trying to, because they can't just play it straight. Like, if the subtext is so like spelled out so clearly, like I feel like they can't just play it straight. They can't just be like, oh, he's just gonna remember that he's a good guy and then it's gonna like turn out okay. Like, it has to be more complicated than that. That's what I'm feeling.
Like, yeah, it has to be something. It has to be like maybe they're genuinely in the wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
You know,
Uh huh.
like their fucking boss, which we only saw in the intro and the uh, the stinger for the next episode, doesn't even look like he's from the same anime. He looks
He
like a
does.
Baki the Grappler character.
He does look evil.
He looks like fucking Yujiro.
Oh my god. They did give him snake eyes,
He's
so
also
Yes.
twice as big as anyone else in the show.
Uh-huh. I am so intrigued.
So
uh-huh.
there's a
There's
they've laid a lot of bait for us out,
yes.
which is
Yeah.
how
They
you do
have.
this successfully.
Mm-hmm.
It
So
was pretty
yeah,
good looking too. Like I
yeah,
I didn't
everything
have
was put
any
together like
complaints
really
about
nicely.
like any of the animation, any of the like sounds or music or anything. Did they
Yeah.
even have
Char- uh,
Oh,
char-
a
about the
theme
music
song?
or about the sounds. The sound
hmm,
design when like the dude's like what's his name? The guy that they mugged.
yeah,
Yes.
I
The
think his name
sound
was
when
like
his
Torai.
yeah.
Yeah.
When his like mecha exploded, the sound design I thought was really, really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that sounded really cool.
It was good.
yeah,
It was
character
good.
designs in this fucking whack, but like
Yeah.
appealingly so.
Hmm.
Just nonsense, like fucking stand shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
They all look like they're from different shows. That seems to be like a common theme. We've watched a bunch that are like that, where it's like, you all don't feel like you are from the same show, but somehow it kind of works.
Yeah. It's
So,
like hyperpop.
yes.
It's like you don't feel like you're in the same. It's like an instrument comes in and you're like, you're not from this genre, and then it's just like I don't care, and it works somehow.
Well, yeah, you know, assuming it works, but
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
that's how you get
I
songs that sound like Aphex Twin but with banjo.
but yeah, I'm pretty interested. I might watch some more of this. Although I've got a bunch of shit that I want to get to.
Yeah,
Hmm.
same.
Like
But
we
like
gotta
this is kind of
watch.
like up on the list though. Yeah, we
Yeah,
gotta watch.
like like of the shit that we watch and say we may watch another episode of. This would probably be the first one on the list.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think also the fact that it was recommended to me, like I think with
Yeah.
the pretext that I would watch the rest of it and not just the first episode, because I did say podcast, but I'm not sure if my friend watches this podcast or not. So I don't know if she
Shame on
knows
you
the
for not indoctrinating your friend.
Uh-huh. Be like, hey,
um.
watch my
You,
podcast.
you must watch my podcast. Um, I do want to present two ideas or headcanons
Hmm.
for the show
Yes.
that they may or may not prove to be true. One I don't think will, but one I think would be very funny if it was true. Um, one idea I have is that like maybe they're like the villains are like, oh, we have to construct like a false like underdog narrative in order for us to have even a chance against these good guys. So that's what this show is. The other idea is that maybe they're keeping his memories from him by forcing him not to eat meat, because that seemed to be like like a thing where he didn't eat any meat, and then he had like the sausage, but it was tofu, and like maybe that's the
Well,
He
system.
needs meat.
that couldn't have been like planned because that wasn't his food.
Right.
The conspiracy
But
runs deep.
so, are you suggesting like a Truman Show angle?
Well, I'm
Yeah.
saying that they got the class rep in on it.
Maybe. I mean, she does go a bit weird when she's
I mean-
explaining UFOs.
I mean, she is in the occult club.
She is in
Yeah.
the cult club.
Suspicious. If there's
Anyway.
anyone in your life who you suspect is part of a Truman Show-esque conspiracy, you can tell us about it at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is one word, not the number. We are also on Twitter, tweeting some good tweets and memes. We probably haven't tweeted any of those in a while, but we gotta get back on it sometime.
I do it every now and then.
Yeah.
I provide only the dankest Neon Genesis Evangelion memes. Like that fucking dude who's fucking hanging out with Asuka on Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, I didn't catch that one. I
gotta look
think
that
that
one
I
up.
am the least connected from the social media maybe, but it is also at One Episode Cast. So find us, come hang out with us, join our
Check
cult
it out.
club.
I gotta get more stank memes on there.
The most recent retweet is pilot the Eva Fraser or Niles will have to do it again.
Yeah, that's.
Holy shit!
I told you they're dank.
Ooh, that's a real stanky.
Oh, baby, I don't know what to do with these tossed
Toasted
salads
salad
and
and
scrambled eggs.
scrambled eggs.
I think we gotta get out of here.